This is a DI question that has got three pairs of pie charts. So it says the data given below represents the market share details for refrigerators in India. This is the volume-wise distribution of market share for frost-free refrigerators. So let's call frost-free as FF throughout this question. This is year 2012 and this is year 2013. There are four companies and others, and each one has got their percentage effective. The total value of each of the pies is not given. The next pie chart talks about the volume-wise distribution market share of direct cool. So let's call that call as DC refrigerators. Same 2 years, 2012 and 2013, same four companies and others. Then we have total market breakup of refrigerators, same 2 years, but we're not talking about the companies, but this is refrigerator type breakup. In 2012, the total market size of refrigerators was 750,000 units, and in 2013, the market size grew by 10%. So it means in 2013, the market size was 1.1 times of 750,000 units. Let's look at the question now. In 2012, the price per unit, the per unit price of frost-free refrigerators was twice that of direct cool. So frost-free and direct cool. So if direct cool was that of 1 rupee, the frost-free was that of 2 rupees. And the per unit price of direct cool refrigerators of Godrej and LG. So under direct cool, the ratio of Godrej and LG is 1.5:1, which means this is 3:2. So if you are talking about Godrej and LG, Godrej's frost-free and direct cool price, LG's frost-free and direct cool price. So let's see what are the values that we will have. So if the direct cool price of LG is 1, okay, direct cool price of LG is, let's say, 1, then its frost-free price is going to be 2. And if the direct cool price of LG is 1, so that of Godrej is going to be 1.5. So the direct cool price of Godrej is 1.5, and hence the price of frost-free for Godrej is going to be the double of its direct cool pair, which is going to be 3 times. So these are the prices. So we need to calculate the sales revenue of Godrej, and it was how many times that of LG. So we need to calculate sales revenue of Godrej upon LG. Okay. Let's calculate how many units of Godrej we had. We will calculate the number of units, we'll multiply it by corresponding values, and then we will add them. Okay. Let's talk about Godrej under direct cool. So this one is direct cool. Now we do not know the total value, right? So let's assume the total number of units in 2012, there were 100 units in all, out of which 30 are frost-free and 70 are direct cool, right? 70 are direct cool while 30 are frost-free. So that makes this as 70. So if you talk about Godrej, we have Godrej as 17.3% of 70, which is approximately equal to 12. And if you talk about LG, LG is the deep shaded one. So this is, we will have 7.7% of 70, which will give us a value close to 5.4. So let's put the values of 12 and 5.4 in the question. So we have Godrej Direct Cool as it was 12 and LG is 5.4. Now direct cool. Let's look at the direct cool price of Godrej. It is 1.5. So let's multiply it by 1.5. While direct cool price of LG is 1, so we will keep it as 1. So this is the total price. Now let's look at the frost-free prices of Godrej and LG. So here we assume that the total number of units is 30 for frost-free. So this now is 30 units. So for Godrej we have 16% of 30, which gives us precisely 4.8, while if we look at the price of LG, this is LG, so this will give us 11.1% of 30, which will give us precisely 3.33. So let's put these two values, 4.8 and 3.33, back in the question. So this is 4.8 and this is 3.33. But what are the per unit prices of the frost-free of Godrej and LG? The frost-free price is 3 rupees, while that of LG is 2. So this is 4.8 into 3 and this is 3.3 into 2. So this becomes 18 plus 14.4 divided by 5.4 plus 6.66, which is 32.4 divided by 12.06. If we do the calculation, this is approximately over 2.5. This is approximately 2.7, right? So 2.7 as in the first answer. This is what we did. Okay, so this means even if we did not know the total number of units for the year 2012, we will still be able to calculate it. Let's look at the next question. What was the ratio of the growth rates of direct cool to that of frost-free refrigerators in 2013 over 2012? So let's do one thing. Let's start calculating growth rate of direct cool. So what is the growth rate of direct cool? Okay. So growth rate of direct cool, can I say this is year 2013 minus year 2012 upon year 2012's value. Right? This is the growth rate of direct cool. Okay. While the growth rate of frost-free will have the same calculation over the previous year. So what is the direct cool's value in the year 2013? So let's look at that. In the year 2013, the direct cool was 60%. So this was 60% of, if you remember, in 2013, this was the total unit value. So we will put this as 60% of 1.1 times 750,000. K is going to represent 1000 minus, in 2012, what is the value of direct cool? In 2012, the value of direct cool was 70%. So we'll put 70% over there. We'll have minus 70% of 750,000 whole divided by 70% of 750,000. Right? Similarly, growth rate of frost-free is, in 2013 this is 40%, and in the year 2012 this is 30%. So putting the values accordingly, we will have 40% of 1.1 into 750k minus 30% of 750k whole divided by 30% of 750k. So we need to calculate the ratio of this as well as this. If you look at this, 750k gets eliminated from the numerator as well as in the denominator from both the calculations. So we are left with just this as 0.6 into 1.1 minus 0.7 whole divided by 0.7. So this is 0.66 minus 0.7 upon 0.7, or this can be taken as 4 upon 70, which is 0.4 upon 0.7, or this is 2 upon 35. So this is minus 4 and this is minus 2 upon 35. Let's look at the growth rate of FF. This is 0.4 into 1.1 minus 0.3 upon 0.3. So this is 0.44 minus 0.3 upon 0.3. So this is 44 minus 30, which is 14 upon 30, which can be written as, this is a positive value, which can be written as 7 upon 15. So the ratio is going to be minus 2 upon 35 whole divided by 7 upon 15, or this is minus 2 upon 35 into 15 upon into 7 upon 15. So this is 7 into 5, this is minus 2 upon 225, which is minus 0.122 is to 1. Hence the right answer is C. Okay, it required a little bit of calculation in this part. Everything else was simpler over here. So let's now look at the next question. Which company registered the highest percentage growth in its sales volume of direct cool refrigerators in 2013 over the same in 2012? Okay, so we need to understand that do we really need to see the growth of each and every company's percentage in sales? Is it really that required? So let's draw a table 2012 and 2013. We'll try to use just the percentages values instead of the actual values. We have Electrolux, we have Whirlpool, we have Godrej, and we have LG. Now, if we look at Electrolux in 2012, let's look at the value of Electrolux percentage. Electrolux percentage in 2012 is 28.2%, while in 2013 is 29.4%. So this is 28.2% of 750,000. This is 29.4% of what was the value? Of 1.1 of 750,000 value. Okay. Next is Whirlpool. Let's look at the value of Whirlpool over here. Whirlpool is 24.8% and this is 26.8% in the next year. So I'm putting down all the values. I have already written with me, so this will save us time. 24.8% of 750k, and this is 26.8% of 1.1 of 750k. So accordingly we will have the value for Godrej and LG for both the years. If you look at the percentage value, this is huge as compared to uh, the values that we have. This is 28.2% of 750K for Electrolux. Let's look at Electrolux. This is 28.2% of 750K, and this is 29.4% of 1.1 of 750K. So there's been a slight mistake. In 2012 and 2013, we are talking about just the direct cool refrigerators. So the product that the value that has to be always, you know, in products with these are, if you talk about 2012 direct cool refrigerators, so 2012 direct cool refrigerators was not 100%. This was actually only 70% or something. While in the case of 2013, this was 60%. So there has to be a multiplier of 0.6 and 0.7 in all of the values of 2012 and 2013. Okay. Now, 28.2% of 0.7 of 750 and 29.4% of 0.6 of 1.1. Now 0.6 into 1.1 will give us a value which is going to be 0.66. This is what we'll get if we multiply 1.1 and 0.6. This value is definitely less than this value. That's why if we do perform the calculation, this is what is going to happen. 2013, the value of Electrolux is definitely going to be less than that of 2012. So there is not a growth, there is a negative growth for this. If you look at the Whirlpool scenario, the Whirlpool scenario has, we have 26.8% of 1.1. So there is a definite increase, and the increase is, you know, this is almost a quarter of 750,000 units. Let's look at the value of Godrej. The value of Godrej in 2012 in terms of percentages is 17.3%, while in the year 2013 is 16.8%. That of LG is 7.7%, and that of in the year 2013 is 7.3%. So this is very obvious that 24.8 and 26.8% will give us a difference of a higher value rather than a normal 17 or 16% or a value which is very close to 7%. So we can, without calculating, we can clearly say that Whirlpool have registered the highest percentage growth in its sales volume. It has actually shown a positive growth. The others will definitely show negative growth. This calculation, if you perform, will again be less than, and this is less than. This is the only one that is showing positive growth, so we do not have to actually calculate. Why? Because this is into 0.6 of 1.1, right? And this is into 0.6 of 1.1 of the same thing. And while this is only 0.7 times and this is only 0.7 times. So here you are multiplying a higher value with 0.7 and a smaller value with just 0.66. So obviously in 2012 the value the highest sales volume was greater in 2012 for Godrej. If you look at LG as well, this is 7.7, this is 7.3. You are multiplying 7.7 with 0.7 while you are multiplying 7.3 with just 0.66. So it decreases. Though, so Whirlpool is the only company which has registered the positive growth in its sales volume. The others have registered a negative growth. Hence the answer is Whirlpool.